there's so much unemployment and the youth are looking for opportunities. Tragically, they don't even know where to look. However, we have a group of youth who have known where to look and they're not waiting to finish school and begin searching for employment. In fact, they tell me that they have activities that are income generating. I just wish I knew about this when I was a little younger. But they're here to share what they know with you. And one of the areas, they say the future is in the internet. The future is online. One of the areas that has been exploited and is being exploited seriously is online. And that's the reason why I have my guest this morning. Starting with Maureen Mboya. Maureen Mboya is a vlogger. Is it a vlogger or vlogger?
Vlogger.
Vlogger.
Yes.
And also that means you're an online content creator.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. Then I have a group here. They call themselves East Meets West. You decided this morning I'm going to bite my lips. But that's okay. They'll introduce themselves, Sasha, Dominic, and Bobby, right? And then we have Daniel Manye. He's the Senior Manager, Technology, Brand, Innovation at Saiton Invest. Quite a title. In a fit at a business guy.
We shortened it.
Shortened as just a manager.
So it's TBI.
Oh, okay. No. Okay. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming this morning. And you know, you guys don't work full time. Do you work morning to evening? Okay, not you. The three. What time do you work? East meets West. What time do you work?
Let's say Saturday.
Saturday?
From around 11 to probably around 3 or 4.
3 or 4? Yeah. And that's enough for a week?
That's enough for a month.
For a month?
Yeah.
You have like how many recordings on one day?
We might shoot 4 to up to 6 videos in one setup.
Really?
And we're dropping 1 video a week.
A week,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'll be talking to you about what you do, but let me begin with Maureen. Maureen, what do you do? What do you do in terms of content creation?
So I started YouTube 5 years ago, but it wasn't catching on. Like no one was responding. So I did a joke, like someone challenged me to do a YouTube video, a makeup YouTube video in my mother tongue. So I went ahead and I just shot one in my mother tongue because I guess I don't look like I speak my mother tongue. So it trended on Twitter.
How long was it?
I think it was like 20 minutes. I mean, I was just doing what I do.
For 20 minutes?
Most of my videos are above 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just, well, because my makeup takes an hour. Is that
okay.
So I shortened it to 20 minutes and then, so it just caught on, trended on Twitter.
And that's how it began?
Well, no, because I wanted to go back and do English. But then my followers, because it's more on Instagram, they were like, no, just keep, I asked her, like I did a poll and they were like, we want to hear.
Mother tongue.
Yeah, so I just wake up and speak my mother tongue. I guess I'm funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try it with us. Say something in your mother tongue.
No, you have to watch the videos.
Encourage me to watch the video by saying something.
Do you see me? You have to watch the videos.
Okay. You're going to do it anyway. You're going to do it before the end of the show. But you said something at the beginning that it was not catching up. What do you mean it wasn't catching up?
You have to find your niche. Yeah. Whatever you're doing on social media, you have to find your niche. I mean, of course, as human beings, we keep evolving. And you're going to find some of your followers who evolve with you. But you're also going to find those who are diehard fans. So I didn't have either. I didn't have a niche. There were already people doing makeup in English. Kenyans doing English, whatever. So I just hadn't found my mid-ground. I tried to do hair. I had natural hair, like really long dreadlocks then. I tried to do that, but then I cut them. So that moved, it shifted. So you have to find your niche. And I guess my niche now is just doing what I love, but doing it in my mother tongue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I can imagine, guys, how hard it is to describe makeup in her mother tongue.
I can do it. Okay, so I was with my cousin and she was like, I called her. I was like, what is foundation? And foundation is like when you're putting down a house, and she's like, uga nikuigirira muthigi, oguo, uwaigira muthigi.
Now we understand. Now we understand.
Yeah,
how
like
just
eyeshadow.
embraced it. Yes.
For
okay, eyeshadow, yes.
Yeah, I just did direct translation. I said, "Kiunike maito, you know." So, yeah, exactly. Do you see? So I guess I don't look like I speak it.
No,
yeah,
no, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't. All right, let's talk about East meets West. Who's gonna speak for your group? Because I want to know how you began the group. All right, go ahead.
So probably around 2017, I had to drop out of school because of some financial issues. So while I was in the house seated all alone, those are the times when you're caved in, depression comes in, you're thinking and you're trying to figure out what you could make out of your school. Because you see, the system teaches us 8-4-4. So what if the 4 at university doesn't work? You see, they don't tell us
what
a
do you do
fallout
with
plan.
12 that you have accumulated.
You see, so because we've trusted the system so much that we are brainwashed to think that after this, immediately after you're 4, you're going to get a job, which is not the case. So as I was there, I used to watch a lot of YouTube, because funny enough, my parents, we have a television, but my parents pay for Wi-Fi, and it's not a digital television.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just there. It's just there
the
to show.
WhatsApping.
Yeah, it's just there. Wageni wakikuja waone, na TV, tusikae ni kama hatuna. So most times I used to check a lot of online content, and that's when I was like, this is really good space to start East meets West. So the name just came because I'm from Eastlands, and Dominic was from Westlands at the time. So we were supposed to start me and him. So it's East meets West. Mimi sasa ni muonyeshe njia za Eastlands. Yeah, but then we later on learned that just being the two of us wouldn't be fun, because all about campus. When you're in campus, it's all about your squad, your group. So we invited people who we shared common. Most of us are from different tribes, and we were like 7 members. Now we are 7 members, and we just decided to talk about issues that affect millennials, issues that affect people our age, and be authentic and real as possible. And
are you smiling because you think I don't understand?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so then we didn't actually think it'll blow up as fast as it did, because as she said, the space on YouTube is different than on Instagram or other. Because when most Kenyans think when the subscribe button is written subscribe, people think they actually pay to subscribe. And then plus, most people know that you'll use more bundles on YouTube compared to using it on Instagram. So that's why it's really hard to do YouTube. But now in August, we're going to be 20,000 subscribers later. And it catches up because it's much more of a campus setup. And it's how we grew is a friend tell a friend, and one person posts us on their social media. Then we have, like our last video, more than 50 people had posted us. So we get new people coming in to doing more than 10 to 15,000 views in one day.
Okay. Yeah. So there was a necessity that you needed to address.
Yeah.
That's how you came up with that.
Yeah.
Sasha, about the group, how did you join the group?
Bobby and I have been friends for over 10 years.
Okay.
So we schooled together at Riara University. He just approached me and told me, I'm creating a YouTube channel and I think you should join. Come in as a girl. Before it was just boys. Come in as the first girl and we'll make a video and you just react to it. So I reacted on that one video, and that's how I ended up staying 2 years later.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Dominic?
Yeah.
You are the West, right?
I'm the West.
You're the West.
For me, basically, sincerely speaking, actually joining East meets West was interesting, because when I first met Bobby didn't like me. We actually were never friends. These guys knew each other. Guys from the channel, we didn't know each other. Bobby thought I was a rich kid from there. You know, how Bobbies are perceived, tunajibeba hivi, tunaongea hivi, which is not the case. So from there, that's when I joined East meets West, and we just became really close. On a day-to-day basis, actually every day. The way you see us is the way we are.
That's why you, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too. The way you see me.
What about you?
I'm alone on the channel. That's what I meant.
Okay, necessity
Yes.
translated into an idea.
Yes.
I want to talk much about that, but necessity. At what point do you realize that there's a necessity to be addressed as a young person? Is it when you're home like Bobby? Is it when you want some little money, extra money in your pocket? Is it when your parent is giving you 10,000 shillings and you need 50? At what point?
I think necessity, you start by the basic requirements. You know, you need shelter, you need food, you need housing. And as a young guy, if these are not met automatically, there is a gap that you need to fill. And in most cases, it's always financial. You know, for you to be able to have a house, you need to pay rent, so you need money. If you need food, you need to buy it, so you need to get some way of raising that financial. So it's, I would say a lot of it is around the basic needs that really then give you that moment of, now I need to really get my life together and figure out how I can make ends meet. And again, as you put it, the fastest route right now is internet. So figuring out what is that small thing that you can do, and there's a myriad of it. They've talked about content. She's interestingly, from a business perspective, and when she talked about audience, is very key, because even for us to sell our products, you need to understand how do you put your content to attract that audience. And for her, it was, let me speak Kikuyu to my people and tell them how makeup is done. Because now when you speak to your audience in a manner that they don't understand, you don't get followers. And that's, you know, basically
It's normal.
You really
It's
need
normal,
to
yes.
you need to tweak it quickly to figure out. And then from a business perspective, now if I was in the makeup business, I would automatically run to and tell, hey, by the way, I'm launching a new product. Would you want to? So that's how then you extend revenue to her.
Okay.
Because she's built that platform and she has an audience.
But to me, she sounds more of a risk taker, because the person who applies makeup speaks her English, not her language, right?
No, they don't.
Really?
No.
Tell me about it.
Okay, you see, there's this thing about, there's a facade about accents going on in Kenya. So if you speak to them like the way, which is how I went to school, and this is how we spoke, because I even went to uni in the States. So I'm not pretending. But when you speak to people like this, and this, they think you're
Bougie.
yeah, they think you're hypocritical. You're not really addressing them, because they see you as better than them, when you're really not. You're just being yourself. But when you speak to them like with an accent or however you speak, it's
They
not,
accept you.
If you speak to them one-on-one, they accept you, because now you're not better than them. You're on their level. You're one of them. And unless I think you're one of me, I can't relate to you. And that's why women have an issue with other women. It's not that if you see me walk in, it's not that I said anything or did anything. It's because you think I'm better than you. It's your perception of me. So if I try to show that, you know what, we're all the same, then that's a crowd pleaser. Either
Okay.
way, even if I'm still better than you. Yeah.
I'd like to talk about the business aspect of these guys, because they have turned this into business. But first, I'd like to know how difficult, she's told us how difficult it was for her at the beginning. Was it any different or difficult for you when you began?
It is, because as a group, you have the perception where all of you have your own following, so you feel like at once all of you will come with that following. But I remember the first video, we went to do 300 views in a day, and for us that was really a bit depressing, because at that moment we were actually 12. So if you do 300 by 12, the number you get is everyone just brought 30 people. And that time we've shared on WhatsApp groups, on our Instagrams. Some of us have more than 5,000 followers on different platforms, but the number that came back to watch us was very minimal. And that was at first now learning the patience, because it actually takes a lot of patience to get your footing, get your niche. And also, because we are young, we got so much backlash in the sense that the older generation, I guess, the people who don't understand millennials.
You're smiling again.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I say your generation would sit down and view us and be like, these guys are too childish. What are they saying? They don't know anything about love, as if love has an age. It doesn't have age.
Actually,
Okay, you see now, that's what you're saying. So coming up with content at times became so difficult because trying to reach a very large audience, but the audience is muchly restricted to people who relate to us and mostly our age.
Okay, okay, which is a good thing because you have a lot of people also within your age that are interested. And it goes back to what you were saying, you know, why are you the one doing it? You know, that's the question. Your school, for example, will ask you, fellow students, why them? Why them? Why should I support them? You know, because I'm sure 300 is much less than the student population at Riara, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you bring to the group personally, Sasha? What do you bring to the group? The humor, the content. You know, there's a stupid person in the group, then there's a clever person, then there's the content generator, then there's the thinker of the group, right? So what do you bring to the group?
I'm just the one who has the clapbacks. When someone
Oh,
talks,
really?
yeah, Dominic.
We'll try that.
Dominic experienced that a while back. And so most people in our channel, they see me as they make fun of me so much. So they do that and I retaliate. And
Straight on.
Which is
Straight on.
worse than how they came. But
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Okay, so that's what you bring in the group.
Yeah.
And I bet there are people who are just watching your video for that. Okay.
Yeah, I can testify.
Oh, you can testify.
Yeah, there's one clapback she did, and wow.
Which one was that?
I mentioned her forehead
Uh-huh.
because
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and it was a joke. Little did I know she had been cooking it up and cooking it up. And when she smacked, literally had to walk out of the room. Like it was like whoa. And then
Was it rehearsed?
It was trending.
Was it rehearsed?
No, you know,
Unplanned
we
completely.
never ever plan our
script.
content ever.
Okay.
We never sit down. What we'll do is we'll come on set and just feel. Whatever feels like we want to talk about will come out. We never plan our content. So that day we just sat down, we needed, and she clapped back, and it was trending. There were vines all over.
Okay.
And it was a big one.
And that's what you like, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you like to see when it's trending, when people are watching.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
How do you start? Because it's difficult to start. I'll relate this with business. Everyone says you need to do your business, you need to begin, you need to do this, you need to have your own businesses, you do this on the side. But it's so difficult to start.
Cannot look at it on the other side because we have this analogy that for you to do anything, you need to have these big pockets, and you know that you need to have these loads of money for you to be able to start. You have a phone, you have a smartphone, and now there are several tools. There's Facebook, there's YouTube. They are free. Yeah. Today you just and for something to trend, you don't necessarily need a very expensive phone. You just need to be good at what you do and what you're going to say, and just take that camera, put it on your face, and take it out, post it somewhere, and people start watching. You start generating an audience. But the key thing, of course, is you always have to understand topic first of all. What is it that you want to play into? There's this makeup. I'm not sure what they are.
Several. They talk about anything.
They talk about anything.
Literally anything that they come across.
Then
me
there are those
too.
people who will focus on maybe financial topics. I want to address a certain issue around finance. And I'll take my phone and, today let me talk about where we can get money to start a business. And it attracts an audience. And from there, I start getting ideas on what's the next thing. Because when people start commenting, you get an idea. Oh, by the way, so-and-so asked this question. Maybe it's a good topic to start next time. So that's how you just build on it, build on it,
And people begin to trust
and people begin to trust you.
Okay.
You start bringing in fresh content. You get a few money here, you buy a good camera, you start shooting clear videos, again, pole like that, and that's how you build most of
I
these things.
have like 40 channels that I've subscribed to.
Yes.
Aside from news, there's entertainment, there's
Yeah.
comedy, Trevor. No, I have done that a lot, and I'm gonna try use. I don't speak Kikuyu, so.
It's fine. It's not
But I
only
understand.
makeup though. It's not. I do
It's
everything. It's lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
The first one was a makeup. one
Makeup.
that
Oh,
took
that's
off.
what
Yeah.
introduced you to us.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at it and get a translator. Right.
It's both. It's like it's fun. Well, I think I'm fun. Well, I'm fun.
That confidence. So, I want to talk about memes.
Memes.
Yes. You guys are fun.
Wow.
What do you think about the people who develop those things? I like to pick your minds. What do you think? Because there's a topic that is trending in the country, and suddenly someone just puts a small twist to it, and it's trending the whole day.
First of all, we want to thank those guys.
You want to thank
We
them?
want to thank them.
Okay.
Because those guys are the ones who incorporate many of our videos. This means to us, like we have so many memes that we normally use, and meaning like funny videos that we use. But I think for them, I think normally just on standby.
They're just waiting.
They're just waiting.
Okay.
Like we normally assume these guys are just on a computer somewhere, and then when something cracks, it's like, boom, pick this guy's face, do a bit of Photoshop, and the meme is trending.
And also, the digital space is very competitive.
Yeah.
So it's about who can make more people laugh compared to the other person. Because everyone, like right now, she can even tell you there are other YouTubers on the come up, there are other content creators coming. So you have to make sure that your content is keeping people on its toes. So when they're creating memes, they have to make sure that at the end of the day, I have to make sure my meme is, because there are like 10 meme pages. So it's like a battle. Because it's now
The 10 meme pages.
More than 10.
More than 10.
Yeah,
Yeah, more than 10.
so many.
So many.
Please give me the
Yeah.
details before you leave.
So there's so many pages. So at the end of the day, it's who's bringing the
More
audience
fun, yes.
to them.
Yeah.
So that's why. Yeah.
Okay. The creative industry, how difficult is it to penetrate? Right. Because this is creative. How difficult is it?
It's not, nothing is difficult if you love it enough. If you're willing to put in the work, nothing is out of reach, I don't think. You just have to love it enough, and it's blood, sweat, and tears. You have to put in the work. You can't also just say, I love it, so it's gonna be easy to break into. Everything is difficult, but if you love it enough, if you're passionate enough, if you're authentic enough, if you're just willing to do the work, you're just going to break through, either way.
You sound like there's no particular point in your journey that you said, you know what, I'm not going to do it anymore.
No, I did. I said I started 5 years ago, and I just started in February.
Really?
Yeah. So I stopped. I stopped for, I think I stopped for 4 years, because I was like, you know what, because the problem is you look at someone else's journey, and you want it to
be your own.
Yeah, you think, you know what, I can do this, and you can, but they put in work. They put it. It's like the person I look up to on YouTube has been doing this for 10 years, for a decade. And I started when she started. If I had kept up, I would be where she is right now, earning and calling the shots, but I didn't keep up. But we were on the same uprise when we started, but I gave up. What he said about patience, that's key for anything, even for a business. But yeah, you do stop, you do give up, but if you love it enough, you come back and you just keep improving. And what is it called? Just like bringing up new ideas and just refreshing everything.
Okay. So for you guys, how difficult has it been?
Group dynamics, as everyone knows, it's kind of easy, because now, remember, everyone has a personality in the group. So it's learning how to cope with everyone's personality, for no one to feel less and no one to feel more. Because as we said, every week in every episode, we get more than 500 comments. So you can imagine 500 comments. Today it's going to be about Dominic. So how am I going to feel appreciated and feel content as being part of the member? Because you see, one of our member, it actually took recently, he's been in the group for 2 years, but the whole time no one used to mention him in the comments until 2 weeks back, when everyone now started saying, oh, Ray, this guy is killing us, you see. So also understanding that, and also not allowing it to get to your head, because now you're getting attention. You see, for some of us, the lifestyle, it's kind of good, because now you get free tickets to go to events. You're being treated well. So if you also allow it to get into your head, you're like, nah, I'm the star in the group. I'm Beyonce. So once that happens, it's always, that's where the group, because if one person leaves, then I feel like it's not the same anymore, because we started it together, so we should all end it together, not one person to start and go their separate ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Group dynamics. Sasha?
Yeah, okay, I can say that. And also when it comes to getting deals, sometimes it's a bit difficult, because other people, you'll tell a company, you guys are 7. And they start thinking, 7 people, I have to pay 7 people money, as opposed to someone telling you, okay, I'm alone in my channel, and they tend to pick the people who are alone. But at the same time, if we bring something different to the table, and if they refuse to take us, or they say we only want 2 people from the group, then that deal is over because we're not 2, we're 7. So it was a bit challenging, but we worked our way through it.
Okay, and now you're managing your perspective of the group, yes.
For me, I think the biggest challenge for us as a group has been also like hate and negativity.
Hate online
Oh,
Yeah.
or offline?
Both.
Everywhere.
But it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Like you'll
Okay.
meet,
Welcome to my world.
you'll meet some people who've been out in public. Someone comes to you, says something nasty, walks away.
Really? They do that?
Yeah.
On your face?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Come say something nasty. Some will go online type. Some will send it to you on your DM. There's nothing you can do, man. At the end of the day, you know, even as we understand that every single individual who watches us is entitled to their own opinion, right? We can't force our content on you. But what we can do is show you love regardless of whether you support us or not.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, we do this as a passion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
You do it as a passion, but you also do it as a business. Because I'm going to talk about earning from what you do, if it's sufficient, if it's encouraging enough for someone who just wants to venture, right?
Yeah.
But just briefly, ladies and gentlemen, they have translated this idea to business now, right?
Yes.
And I want to discuss now the business aspect of their idea.
Yeah.
So one, they told me it's passion.
Yes.
So to me, it's more about money than passion, because Bobby told us his story, right? Was sitting at home. So which one comes first? You realize I can make money and then you develop your passion out of making money, or you realize this is my passion, let me make money out of my passion? Or did I make sense?
Yes.
You did.
I think they are not separate. If I might give my thoughts, they're not separate. They actually have to go along together, because you see, creativity, you can't teach it. You can't like say that I've gone to school on creativity and now I understand it. It's a personal initiative. It's something that you just have to build over time. So if it is making people laugh, it's something that you develop over time. Now, making money on the other side is, I think, is as a result of this passion. Because when you start it off, in most cases, I'm sure even for you guys, was not that when you started it off, you expected that immediately it's going to pay out. Yeah, you know it's going to pay out, but you really have to do the hard work here out of that passion to be able to hit that business sense. Because if you look at it, is even for us from a business perspective, of course, I would approach somebody who has like 1,000 view to be able to, market my product. Of course, you go and look for the guy who's really becoming viral and people are following them. That's who is related to your conversation. So most of these guys, for you to be able to do that, you really have to have that passion to drive the numbers. Before then, you can say, now I have a business case.
Okay, so you build your audience, you
build
have
your audience.
a sizable audience, then the corporations start approaching them.
They start
All
looking
right,
at
so
you.
Maureen, at what point did you start making money? I know you started trending in Feb.
Yeah.
Yes, at what point?
I
Even
think that-
before you began trending, that is?
No, before I began trending, I don't think you can make money before you begin trending. No one knows about you. Why should I care about you? But now if you're in my face, then maybe right after that, I think I started being approached by different companies. Oh yeah, no, before Feb actually, because there's a company that it sells land and it thought I would do good with my Kikuyu. So that was nice money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, guys, when did you start making money?
I think 6 months in.
6 months in, 2017.
Yeah, I think,
okay.
Yeah, because I think the first deal we got was Samsung. Big shout out to them. They were launching new phones, and they needed a squad, a group of friends to advocate for the phone and be like the face of that new type of phone. So that was one of the biggest. For us, that was the biggest company we had worked with, and later on, we started noticing we got to do hangouts where we would invite our subscribers to come and hang out with us. We happened to work with Big Square on that. So after doing the first one, it ended up going very well because we pulled a number of about 200 people, and the next one, the numbers went to about 300 people just from that. So once you pull the crowd, now that's when people start noticing they could use you.
Okay. I'd like to speak to you how you divide the money. Is it based on who brings what? Or it's we all did this together? And I'd like to talk about that. But first, as I mentioned, today we mark the 50th year since the assassination of Tom Joseph Mboya. And Stacey Ngina is outside the Nation Center at Tom Mboya Street, where there is a statue for Tom Mboya. And that place is very famous for Gor Mahia fans, but Stacey is there to speak to some people just to let them understand or make them know what really is happening and see if they really know what the 50th anniversary is. So Stacey, have you spoken to a few people, and do they even understand? Did they even know that today marks the 50th year since the death of Tom Mboya?
Thank you, Ken. We are here at Tom Mboya Street, and we are going to speak to one or two people who will be able to tell us what the statue means to them, and if they even do remember what Tom Mboya signifies in this country. We are standing about 50 meters from when he was assassinated in 1969, and I'm just going to get Dhinji's views on what he understands by the statue. Dhinji, please come and talk to me. So Dhinji, when you see this statue and you pass this street every day, what does it mean to you?
I feel encouraged to stand for what I believe in, regardless of how the system is or how my surrounding is, because I know Tom Mboya stood for the rights of so many Kenyans, and he worked so hard, and I think you can't talk about the history of this nation without putting Tom Mboya in his place. So I feel encouraged to just keep on pushing and to beat the system, and yeah, just be me.
And what do you remember Tom Mboya for? When you hear Tom Mboya, what comes to your mind?
Honestly, not much, but I know he was assassinated, and well, his assassination was because of him doing the right thing and standing for the rights of so many Kenyans and of so many people. And I think had he not done what he did, we most probably would not be enjoying what the fruits that we do today. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Those are some of the sentiments here at Tom Mboya Street. The statue was also designed by Oshotoe Ondula, and interestingly enough, the statue points to the exact place where he was shot. And it's very interesting to note also that the pharmacy has now since changed to a bookshop, just 50 meters, like I said, from where we are standing here at Tom Mboya Street.
Quite some history there of Tom Mboya, and it's been 50 years, and I didn't know that Tom Mboya, the statue is actually pointing to where he was shot. That's what I've just learned, and that's part of my learning this morning, that he's actually pointing, and that the bookshop, it was a chemist, right? Do you guys even know that?
No.
You don't? Do you know Tom Mboya?
Yes.
Okay, how do you know him? He's your neighbor. You know history? Yes, and it was labor movement, so it's a good thing to remember him 50 years on, and there's a lot of things that are lined up to commemorate that day. Let me come back to business. What makes sense to you people? So how do you share the money? The group is 7, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So first and foremost, what we have some certain things that we want. For instance, saving up for equipment. So the first thing that we do is the money has to go first in funding our equipment.
Okay.
Because at the moment we're using school equipment, and now most of us are finishing. Most of us are done. I'm done. The rest are clearing out by the end of the year. So now we need to start thinking of an exit strategy. That's now getting our equipment. Then after that, we normally have, now from the money, we cut a little cost for allowances. So let's say if we get a deal, we'd go out, celebrate. Now we'll just use that. And then finally, as what we decided on as a group, we thought of this as a long-term thing. So for us is, even when the money comes, we want to start businesses that would bring much more, rather than dividing the whole.
Diversify you.
Yeah.
That's what Saiton will tell you.
Yeah. So instead of just looking at it as getting money, clearing the money, we're just thinking about 5-10 years from this, what would we say we came out from this YouTube space with? So we're trying to start our own businesses so that at the end of the day, me being the founder, my greatest achievement would see everyone being catered for by the group and everyone living comfortably from the money we're making. So that's how we see it.
What is the biggest paycheck, Sasha, you've ever earned from this?
I can't even
It's not a
say
trick
it.
question. What is the biggest paycheck?
I can't even put it towards none.
Really?
Because we're saving it.
No, just how much? Because someone needs to understand. Probably you paid peanuts and we're thinking you paid a lot of money.
Would you?
Six
Okay,
figures.
Six figures?
Yes,
Oh,
actually.
great. I should be your friend. The biggest paycheck?
Yeah,
Six figures?
Yeah.
Company endorsements and all?
Yes.
Yes.
It's a good thing. It's encouraging. Okay, so how, looking at them, they're really young people, right? And you'd really want to think futuristic, not right now. What would you advise them?
Actually, will pick up on his point. He was talking my language because some of these things, new people are coming in. Therefore, you start losing some audience to the new guy, the fresh guy in the market. So because again, at a certain point, you also can't keep up with a lot of the ideas that are coming out in the market. You have to think about diversifying, going into different other things. And I think as a young guy, the first thing is, of course, when you are at the peak of it and you're earning it, invest. Because then the day all this other dries up, you still have a pot somewhere and somewhere and somewhere. So you don't necessarily put all your eggs in one basket. You know, this is just my way of generating income so that I can put in something that can sustain me long after this comes through.
Okay.
So I would really support his idea that really, as you earn it right now, as you're getting the six-figure paychecks,
When it's still guaranteed. When you're still funnier than the next person.
put it on to something else, because at a certain point you will retire.
You'll need it.
You'll get out of this.
Dominic, you want to say something?
No, but I think the thing I can say for us is even when Bobby found, I think he maybe forgot to say this, is Smith West doesn't end with us. Like, yes, he founded it and we're the original members, but we realized we're getting older. And it would also be a space in the future.
I'm not going to say anything.
That's what I'm not going to say. What I'm trying to drive to is that we want it to be a generational thing.
Okay.
East Meets West is a movement.
You had that? A movement.
It's a movement. Maybe yes, we are the carriers of the movement now. But in the next 20 years, there should be other people in our shoes.
Okay.
Carrying
20 years, you'll still be under 40.
and it's actually true because from our name, East meets West, it means elevation.
Sure.
So elevation in the sense that East in Kenya is seen kwa masafara.
Okay.
West is from the Barbies.
Okay.
So the East, the safaras are meeting the West. So what's that? That's elevation. So elevate your mind, your finance, move to the next level of your life. So that's the name.
I admire you people. I wish I was that clever when I was young. I wasn't that clever. All right, I'd like to give you a challenge. There is some guy from some church. He has decided to invite his congregants over the weekend to go with the new generation notes. 2 notes, right? He says, come with the 2. I think he's going to pray pray for them. So it's an interesting topic, right? So the 3 of you, I want you to pick up on that. You've just come across that poster and you want to talk about it.
Basically, for me, I'd feel like it feels like much more of a harambe rather than him praying for the notes.
Okay.
Because the Bible also says, give Caesar what belongs to Caesar. And Caesar wasn't in the church at that moment. Caesar was a politician or something there. So I feel like maybe he has a hidden agenda, or maybe he's not gotten a chance to see the notes himself.
Okay.
So he wants to
So he's not gotten a chance to see the notes. He's telling people to bring the notes for him to see.
Yeah,
So he can just go to the nearest shop and ask for a note, and he. Honestly,
some people haven't
this guy's
seen
just a
the
con
notes.
man. No offense, he's just a con.
That was very offensive.
See, maybe it's the 310. So
I think.
So inakuja ina double. Why is he asking for double?
He's smart.
I think we can tell him kudos.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
tell him kudos. Like, umse ni mjanja, like, like the streets are hard. Guys have to eat. Like I'm late after Tangia. I'm not trying to say what he's doing is right. Let me just make that clear, just in case people think I'm siding with him. I'm not siding with him in any way, but I feel like.
So nikiwa na old notes.
I mean, are we really going to be shocked? Like
Nah,
if you really look at the church business today.
No,
That's a
it's
conversation
not
for another
shocking.
day.
Yeah.
That's a conversation for another day because it's a very sensitive topic.
Plus,
But,
he should know
yeah.
the thunder that's waiting on him is doing press-ups and sit-ups at the moment.
Chap-
So when it lands, he has to make sure
Boko yake
he's
inakaa.
at the right place.
Basi afadhali tatande kimchapa ameshanona.
That's true.
What if I go with the old notes?
That's
Will he
the
not
thing.
take it?
If you go with the old notes, he won't
I'm
take.
sure he'll take.
No, atasema sijafurahia hii lakini next time later hizo
Eh,
mpya
hizo
zinibariki.
zingine, eh.
Maybe anataka kuziambia
Like unajua, if you go with the old notes, zinaweza kuwa mingi, he will not be. Huyu anataka watu wapande mbegu.
Yeah.
Return,
Double double.
And remarkable people will go. People
Yeah,
will go.
true.
Is he guaranteeing is he guaranteeing them like ukileta pesa, I'll foresee your future? Is it that kind of
No,
deal,
everything
or-
in your life will double up.
Oh.
If you have 2 children, you get 4. You get
Or maybe anakuambia kwambie kai hii pesa yenye uko nayo ni ile photocopy hii
wacha tuweke.
So basically, you guys are spontaneous. You don't rehearse anything.
No.
Now, ukienda hapo, it's your mind. This is
Yeah.
what you think about.
Yeah, you
Okay.
saw Sasha would have clapped back Bobby. Did you feel it?
Yeah, I did.
You felt-
I did.
Yeah, she was
I did.
waiting for Bobby to say one thing.
Oh, let me tell you something about Dominic. People love him for his laugh. They say it should be used as a skizzer tune.
Yeah.
Because
Really?
it's really,
Yeah,
it's really something.
It's really ugly. I'll say that.
Make him laugh. Someone make him laugh.
na meme.
No, please.
With sound,
To be on the safe side.
Yeah. But I'd encourage you to watch the videos then.
so we can see.
Yeah.
All right, we have a few minutes on the clock. We have about 10 minutes to go, or about 9 minutes to go.
Yeah.
So before I asked you about your channels, and because I'd like people to go and watch you, and from 20,000, perhaps I'd be happy if I see 30,000 subscribers. Before I go, what would you want, for example, Maureen, what would you want people to know who want to come to this space? What would you want them to know?
Who want to come
To this space,
to
yes.
YouTube. I would want them to know that, as he said earlier about the hate that you receive, I would want them to know that you're going to receive it, but you can thrive from it, you know. And I mean, if Jesus himself had people who hated him, who are you not to go through it? So just be encouraged by the letdowns, by the downfalls. Be encouraged by that, and also utilize your block button. Utilize it. You know, just block all. No, I utilize mine every day. I think I block about 6 people every day.
And then you have a ceremony for unblocking them after 1 year.
No, I don't do that. I just go through it every 1 year. Oh, you're still blocked.
Nandi MP Alfred Ketera just texted me, and he says he's very impressed by what you guys are doing. He just texted me. And Alfred, ita watu wanunulie chai pale. They can make you happy. Yeah. So, okay. So block, thrive in your own space.
Thrive
Don't let
from the
anyone bring you down.
negativity. Yeah, thrive
Okay.
from the negativity and just believe in yourself. Believe that you're good enough because you are. You know, and no one can do what you do. So just believe in that, and even if there's someone new coming up, you're still you, and you have to believe in that. I hear about depression all the time. I went through that phase. I got out of it because you know what? You learn that at the end of the day, you have to pull yourself up. There's nothing that's going to make you happy. You have to create your own happiness. And if being on YouTube is what it's gonna create your happiness, you have to go ahead and just pursue it.
Okay.
Yeah.
East.
Mr.
Oh yeah.
I'd say just as you have to be resilient about it, you have to be ready to work hard. It's not easy. Don't think it's just standing or sitting in front of a camera, and just you have to do a lot of research. Before we even started, it took a whole 3 months of just doing research, understanding the space itself, seeing people in the market and what they're doing, and finding our niche. And by doing that, we were able to reach where we have reached. But you also have to understand that it's not going to be easy. There's so many challenges that are going to face you at times. Also be smart about it. Get legal advice about it. Get financial advice. Right now we're lucky enough to have management, because we used to walk in and small money used to excite us. Someone would just say, yo, do this for 10,000. But another influencer has received 200,000.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, when you're comparing notes, you're like, oh, you guys were paid 10,000. Oh, and you're okay. And the other person was like, yo, I received 200,000 for the same thing that you guys did. And it seems, oh, I played myself. So also have the right proper structures as you are also entering into the space. And most important, enjoy it. I genuinely look forward to sitting down with my friends on that Saturday and having the most amount of fun, because now we became a family, so we enjoy it. And you never know how many people you impact, because yes, we don't do it for the money as our first motive, but there's always that joy when someone texts you and saying, I had a really bad day, but your videos lit me up.
Okay.
You know, so that's, find joy in what you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sasha?
For me, I'd say trust the process. It's never that easy. It takes time. Don't get pulled back by your setbacks. Don't let the setbacks, hold you down. Above all, if you're religious, please pray.
True.
Prayer keeps you on your feet at all times. Sometimes you'll feel like it's the end of the world, but if you pray, God will always see you through. And also, don't let it get to your head too much, because sometimes you see the people showing you love and you think, you define yourself from the love that people give you, and you end up losing yourself in all of it, because you see that you're bigger than and better than everyone else. Don't lose yourself. Just always have you.
Sure. Bobby?
For me, biggest thing, have fun. Like, have fun. Like,
Have fun after earning or with it?
Like,
During the whole time.
like
The whole
this is
time.
Yeah.
the process, man. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
don't ever let any bad day determine. Just have fun. Go with it. That's advice I'd give. The days we go through a lot in our personal lives, and then we just come, then we just have fun, and you just smile, and you go home and you feel good. So for me, I just say, have fun. That's the biggest advice I'd give. And for everyone who wants to join this, I think from something that we've all learned as a family together is put God first.
Okay. Okay.
Put God first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the next frontier for these people, because they need to start thinking ahead, not just doing this. But before I talk about that, she creates content on what she does, probably makeup, but she picks a variety of topics. These guys are just people who banter, discuss stuff. The other day I saw the one for Matatu, right?
Yeah.
And obviously there are other people there in Jugush who does comedy, you know. There's quite a line. How limited or how wide can this space be from innovation perspective?
Actually, it can be as broad as you want it to be. You know, I don't even think we have enough influences for all the problems we have in life, because today there's a new different thing happening. We are having mental health as a big issue right now. Imagine starting to discuss such a thing. We have issues with kids in school. That's already a big challenge that we really need to talk about. So I think the opportunity is unlimited. It's for you to pick that resonates with your passion, because then that drives the conversation, because you're passionate about it. You freely, you see, like for them, it comes out naturally. Like you don't really need to struggle, because you are with it. And then as you go by and as you start figuring it out, the audience actually tells you what's the next step to move to. So don't get stuck to what you started. Actually, the reality about Kenyan businesses is that the business you start today will not be the same you have in 6 years from now. So ask most of these business people, what you started today is not what the business.
But you'll still maintain the one you started 6 years
ago. You will, but you'll find that it's really progressed to different things. Why? The audience because you're talking to an
the
audience.
demand, yes.
That audience is telling you, by the way, you know, you need to now move to the next, move to the next, move to the next.
What if they're lucky to grow with this generation? They carry this generation with them throughout.
And that's where now their legacy comes in, because at a certain point, then you build a newer a newer set of young-minded people who might look at the same idea but totally different. Their perspective is going to be different from what you had. So maybe you free flow with it. For them, they'll figure out a different perspective, which even for me, I don't know today. But once you build that, then, you know, as they said, it's a legacy. So as you go by, they come with fresh ideas, different perspectives. They continue building it and still attracting that audience that you wanted.
Does it worry you? Sometimes I look at the advancement in terms of technology, and I think to myself, what will 2050 look like? For example, if you look at the cars people drive, just as an example right now, how advanced they are. They park themselves, they drive themselves. You can call it, you can give it a name and call it, and it will come to you. Have you ever thought of 2050, how technology will be?
For sure, it will be totally different. If you watch videos, your phone now that you have looks like, all our phones look like bricks. 2050, you're told you'll just have a glass that, you know, you glance through and all that, and you have information. You go to a street, you walk and tap, and you find directions and everything. So the future is really something that is going to change as far as technology is concerned. But it's for us to look at that opportunity and start thinking about how we can quickly get into that space now, so that by the time 2050 comes in, we've built businesses around those technologies. But not forgetting the social effects as a result of it, that we need to be cognizant of as a society, as a country, and be able to put in a few regulations here and there to ensure that we are not, as we are adopting technology, we are also not creating a very bad issues within the society as a result of it. So it's a balance that you need to sort of figure out how to.
All right. Yeah. My director has added his time, and she says Maureen has to perform.
Oh yes.
Wait, can I first of all lead with another piece of advice?
No problem, absolutely.
Yeah. There's something I read somewhere. Steve Harvey said, if you're gonna do something, if that's your plan A, don't have a plan B for it. That's it. Don't be like, okay, so what if YouTube fails? I don't know. What do you do if YouTube fails? I don't know what people do, but if you
figure it out, actually.
No, but you're figuring it out because you didn't stick to your plan A. So if you stick to your plan A, just believe in that. Don't have a plan B. Don't ever say, if this fails, I'll do this. Believe you won't fail. And you won't. Yeah. What am I supposed to perform?
I don't know. Just pick something that you have done that really impressed you.
Me?
Yes.
Oh man, is that good on daytime TV?
Oh really? Okay, try something that is good for daytime TV.
It was hygiene issues. That's the one that trended. I was
I think she was in love with you, Kikuyu.
The makeup one. That's not even the hit. The hit was me. I did a hygiene. I was advising ladies on hygiene issues and how to keep it and how to keep it nice and clean and stuff. And that's where the memes, my memes, the ones that they're creating are from that video. So I don't know. I'm kind of shy now because it was sensitive. But yeah, I didn't think it would.
Okay, just do the makeup one. I think we loved the way you described foundation and eyeshadow and all.
Oh no! Oh, so what do I say? Like I say what I did in the video? Okay, I wish
Your
I had.
Your camera is this one, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I don't know how to start, but I'll just start. Okay. So you're wenda kwajia kwihaka makeup no nginya ukorwo na muthiki ukorwo na kiruru kia maitho no yo ni direct translation kiruru kia maitho ni eyeshadow indo ici mundu haka guku kanwa uguo ma lipstick no uge indo cia stick guku kumandika uguo kanwa-ini uguo ugacoka no nginya wihake eyeliner indo ta icio yani wethakarie ni hasa ni ikoragwo muhiki wa kwenda kuhenia ni mwanya no guo ni ndendaga kuhenia kusaina mahinda mothe, so you know that's basically what I do. Thank you.
I barely understood, but I could see the expression.
Yeah.
And And I could see the
Just watch a
expression.
There's a
video.
thing in mother tongue. Just
You can figure it out, you know?
Just light it
Can-
up and you're like, I can figure it out.
Yeah.
I
But
can
it's
figure
so
it out.
funny, like you're like, oh, okay. Let me watch it.
But I show you in the videos. I show you. This
Okay,
one
you have the
also-
makeup kit and all.
Yeah. Also, I do cooking videos. So I cook the one I've been asked.
Mashakura.
Not mashakura. Excuse you. I do not cook mashakura. I cooked. I show people how to cook fish and stuff, and I demonstrate so you follow up
Okay.
with it.
I think
yeah.
you should do one on Mashakura.
Really?
I still think you do. Try it.
Yeah?
Try it, it's fun. Bring 5 jerrycans of water
And do it in vernacular.
But what?
It will
for food
trend.
for 7 people.
It will trend.
Yeah.
Why didn't you try it?
I'll try it.
Uh-huh.
That's an idea. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
I'll try it.
And because it's my brainchild, share
Oh.
the paycheck.
I'll tag you.
You
I'll
tag me, I'll
Yes,
share
I
it.
will.
Bora ni kwa Kiswahili, I'll be glad. All right, so one more. I want you to pick a topic of your own now. Random, right? The few of you, they can join in and do one more. Bunter, yes.
I think we can do misconceptions about youth. Today's youth.
millennials.
Yeah, millennials, like how we dress and stuff like that. I think maybe that's one topic. Amma, what do you guys
Okay.
think?
But let's start. Why are we called millennials?
It's our generation. Where does it stop? I learned it stopped at 35. Is that real?
No.
Where does it stop?
It starts from 95. to-
What? I am not a millennial.
Yeah, 95 all the way to, I think, 2000.
No, somebody said it starts from the 80s.
Yeah.
Because after that, you have the centennials.
No, then there's Generation Z.
Is it?
Okay, now that's a
We're not joining.
90, I think 94 to, I think 2000, that's millennials. And then after that, then there's now Generation Z.
But then, why call them millennials? It's
Because they're experiencing different problems,
That you guys have never seen.
such as
alive.
avocado being
Yeah.
really expensive.
the people know him.
Do you even understand
Him,
what
I don't
happens in
think
our
it's
generation?
millennials. So what
Really,
call
really,
them?
I don't understand what happens in your
no.
generation. I have a sister who's 19, I do.
That's like saying I have a black friend.
This is millennials. This is millennials. It has nothing to do with.
But then, with us, identity, appearance means a lot in terms of you can see with Dominic, with people would associate it to being rebellious. For instance, my dreads, most people, it's because my mom comes from, my mom is Kikuyu and my dad is Luo. So my mom's side, I have 10 relatives
I thought
who
there
have
was
dreads.
Jamaica in there.
Every time someone meets us, that's a misconception. Every time someone meets me, they're like, "Are you an artist? Are you a musician? Are you?"
And
Do
then
they call
what
you
do say about
Musani?
Yeah.
They called me
so
that.
if you're the musician, what do they call him?
This one.
lost
Hey,
one.
There's
this
some
one.
stuff we can't even
We're
say
going through quarter life crisis.
it's like craziest video I've ever done. I think you'd like it. Is that I did a makeup challenge
Maybe it's called a cocktail.
Yeah.
with Wabosha. Maxine, shout out to Wabosha. And it was trending. But we
Yeah.
think it was
It
top.
was
And I did a full
that-
face beat.
On her or on you?
Your face?
On me. And I kid you not, if I were to walk in here, you'd not recognize me 100%.
Really?
Yeah, because my apparently my eyebrows are like Nike.
Yeah.
You know Nike?
Upside down.
Upside down.
Yeah, your
So-
eyebrows,
Actually, you see
man.
even what they're doing right now.
Are they artificial?
Actually, people thought
He
he
has a
does
whole routine in the
eyebrows.
morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do my eyebrows, man.
So you have to brush them every day in the morning.
Yes, no.
But why do you think we have a misconception there?
Because we, like for me, for example, my hair, for example, if I have some piercings going on, I have some ink on my body, you find that it means I'm rebellious. You don't want to know if I can think more.
But that is the misconception within the millennials?
Within,
Or does
within,
it
The
go
outside.
outside.
Outside millennial.
Don't talk about me like I
Outside
within,
millennial.
within.
I think
Because
I can figure it out. I think it's that the millennials are, like for example, him accepting to do a makeup challenge. He's secure in his masculinity,
Yeah.
and he doesn't think it'll take away from anything else. But someone else, imagine telling someone, me putting makeup on you. Would you?
I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Would
I
you?
would.
Really?
Would you, bro? It was,
Just
it
because
was,
I don't have it now
it
doesn't
was-
mean.
Like a full face beat. Do
Tell
you-
me, how old? Do you know I have nieces and nephews who called me one time Methuselah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Methuselah.
They think I'm that old. I'm not that old.
It's, for example, if I was walking into an office, and he walks into an office, same job. Probably have more qualification.
Depending if you work at Microsoft or at
No, I'm
Facebook,
just saying
they'll give you a job.
difference, yeah. But
Yeah.
now, if, for example, okay, Parliament. Let's go to Parliament.
You're not working, so let's
Let's do that. No, let's speak.
It's because of perception.
Yes, I
because
perceive you because of my generation.
Yeah.
They assume that if I have this hair, if I have the piercings up, if I have the rings, or if I wear this kind of style, it means I don't have more to say.
All right.
That my thinking is limited.
Yeah.
And if I were to tell you, for example, if where I'm schooling, if I were to tell you that I was in government, you'd think it's a joke. If I were to tell you all that kind of stuff, you think, no, he doesn't look like that. But if someone with a suit and a tie told you, you'd be like, wow.
Exactly.
Yeah, for real.
For
You
real.
see, so
For real.
and let's take it back to art as a form of expression, and we have music for our generation, ethic. Your generation looks at that music as rubbish.
Don't make that reference again.
No, okay, so, the older generation would look at it as rubbish, as what are these kids trying to say? But for us, music is all about the vibe. It's all about how it makes you feel. If at the moment I'm not listening, they're different. That's why there's a variety of music. If I want to listen to something nice, chill, relax, I'm gonna go to Sauti Sol. If I'm out with my friends, I want my spirits to be up, I'm gonna go listen to Ethic.
Yeah.
You see, but not because of the message. And you see, it's the reality of the surrounding of where people have come from that also drives that type of content.
Okay.
You see, so for you, for most people, for the older generation, you have dirty laundry, but y'all will pretend as if you're holier than thou.
Okay.
But us people are just willing to show you this is what we do.
But let's see.
We don't hide.
If now, how do you then adapt into this misconception? Because that's the key thing to understand. Because today you are chasing a deal, let's say 7-figure deal, and you know on the other side you're going to meet your typical misconception type of people.
How to do it? The manager comes in, I think. I think that's how your manager comes in.
And tell Dominic, hey, by the way, remove your studs and everything,
No.
go clean up your hair.
No.
Or
No.
do you walk into the room and just say, we are who
Straight
we are?
face.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Straight
We're who we
face.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're who
All
we
right.
are. Yeah, we're who we are. Because at the end of the day, it's all about us.
Okay.
Youth, all of us. You know, unfortunately, yes, there are some. Unfortunately, amongst the youth, there are some of us who this style is identified with as wrong.
Yeah.
It's used in some forms to express the wrong
Okay.
things, but at the same time, that's not all of us.
Great, great, great. And what did you say? Ethic is a form of music or a person?
No.
Okay,
It's a-
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, give us your YouTube channel. I want to let you go because you have to go, and then your parting shot.
Okay.
Just as relief, yes.
Yeah, my YouTube channel is actually my name, Maureen Mohia, and my parting shot is just always try and be authentic in everything that you do.
All right. Bobby, you look like, but not Mapesa.
Rastafari, Rastafari.
You can find us on East Mitswas 254. Our parting shot is...
No, yours. They have to give.
Mine
Yes.
is God above everything.
God above
Just
all.
God above everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God above all. Right. Sasha?
Yeah, he said the name of our channel. So for me, it's believe in yourself.
All right. Say hi to Malia when you go back.
I will.
Dominic?
For me, the parting shot would be self-love.
Self-love.
Yeah.
Self-love will will lead to greatness. Yeah. So
You should meet Jeff Koinange and do that thing you do with your eyebrows. He does that a lot.
for real.
Yes. You go
It
meet
should
him, then you
happen.
compete
It
on
should
that.
happen. It should happen. It should
Eyebrow
happen.
competition, eyebrow
Yeah.
challenge.
Okay. And finally?
For me, it's nothing comes easy. So wake up, pray, go and work your way up, and repeat.
Repeat. Repeat mode. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much
you
for
for
coming.
having
Tag me on your
us.
videos. I like to share and support you. May can't
Okay.
pay you, but I'll share, right? And I have
Thank
quite some
you.
following, so I'll share to support you. Thank you very much for coming and sharing your perspective. And I bet they know there's money online.
Okay.
Right.